is going on, friends and fam? It's Saturday Night Live. Yeah, and we're about to get into it, like we do every single day, so make sure you subscribe. You ding that bell, grab that popcorn, because we're about to get into it. It's Renaissance Man.
Some night when the wind starts blowing, I'm going to find a way. Some night when the world stops hating, we're going to find a way. And I'll keep waiting until we find that day. Yeah, I bet I'll keep saying, I'll keep playing. Oh, until you meet us one day. Hey. Time to stop the hate. Stop the hate.
Guys, a little remix for you. Woo! Saturday Night Live. We're about to get in. Who's ready? Who's ready? I'm about to get in. I can get that guitar. Where you get something? I'm gonna be laughing over here. What are we doing over here? Hold on a minute. Love my beat seat. All right, let's get this party started. What are we doing? You guys ready for it? A little countdown in the Renaissance Man Show. I'm talking about day 908 in a row. We can get down. Yeah, we got to get this energy up. We got to knock this negativity in the Facce. Elbowing in the Facce all night long. How dare you?
Tonight when the wind starts blowing, I'm going to find a way. Some night when the world stops hating, we're going to find a way. And I'll keep waiting until we find that day. Yeah, I bet I'll keep saying, I'll keep playing. Oh, until you meet us one day. Hey. Time to stop the hate. Stop the hate.
Saturday Night Live. It's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. To ease my mind and help my living. It's Renaissance Man. It's the daily variety show. Mark Pires, Renaissance Man. I'm here to connect with you. To amplify your current state. And I'm here with you on day 908 in a row of the Renaissance Man show. And we're going to get into it, just like we do every single night. So I hope you have nowhere planned. You're not going anywhere, are you? Because you can't leave the show once you come. Once you're here, we're just going into some stuff. And, oh, Gino, thank you for Express. Hey, Express, do I have a biscuit to go with my Express? I'm at my apartment complex. Yeah. You can't bring me a biscuit. So how's everybody doing, guys? It's Saturday Night Live. I cannot wait to get into it with you. We're going to play some music. We're going to laugh. But I have to start with a laugh because I'm telling you, today I dropped a premiere. Episode 6 of Back to the Future, Mark. That's right. It's out in the world. For 4 people to see. I don't know who saw it, probably 4, because that's what we get from YouTube. They're like, oh yeah, great, Mark Pires put out other people's content, let's put it in a grave somewhere. Right, so people try to dig it up. They're like, nope, we put it 6 feet down. You didn't dig deep enough. You thought you could just dig like a little bit and find the show? Yeah, right. You gotta get in there with a freaking bulldozer. You gotta get down 6 feet. You wanna find the show. There's no way to find the time traveler from the year 2769 unless you have a friggin' bulldozer. Yeah, look, you can try if you... Maybe you're somebody who feels you're strong enough to dig down 6 feet. It gets harder at about 3.5. Just telling you. You're gonna need something. Breaking it down with a little extra thing over there. You get through it, and eventually, you know, it happens. And then you're like, oh, cool, I found the show. I had to put the time in. Spent 7 days looking for it. Was looking for positivity. No, it's not there. Oh, I'm looking for live songwriting. Never. 7 days later. Oh, look, I found a guy who writes songs every single day live. Yeah, 7 days it took you, though. And then, of course, you're like, oh, I'm trying to find a show that when, like, Saturday Night Live used to be funny, but I can't find it anywhere. 7 days later. Renaissance Man. You're like, oh, I found it. Yeah, Jim Loring, it took him 700 days. No, I'm sorry, it was 894, something like that. But he's here day 20 in a row, I think it is tonight, Jim. Jim, are you here on day 20 in a row, my friend? I'm so excited you're here with us. Adriana, good to see you. Jacqueline, how you doing? CRM is in the house. I got a great message from CRM today. She said, look, I can't always make the show because I got a new job and this, that, another thing, but I catch the replays. And that means a lot to me. If you guys can't make the live show and you come back and watch it and see what we did, because we have so much fun here every day. And that's what I said to CRM. It's amazing to me how much fun we have on a daily, every day. And we're getting a woo-hoo right now on top of the fun. Woo-hoo! That's what I'm talking. You can go woo-hoo. Hold on a minute. You're there at the gym, right? You're about to do the biggest deadlift of your life. You put an extra 50 on each side. You already got the world record. So you're like, I'm going to go more. You grab the friggin' bar. You go down. You start doing your deadlift routine. Your friggin' muscles on the back of your calves come ripping out of the back of your skin. The pain. You never felt pain like this in your life, right? You deadlifted it, though. Good for you. You got it up, but this happens, right? You feel like, oh, yeah, I'm the new world record holder. They're like, you already had it. Anyway, you're like, look, I did it again. 100 more. Broken legs. You're never doing it again. You got the world record, though, but, like, never again are you picking up a friggin' weight. You can't get a dumbbell anymore. You can't even pick up a 5er. Oh, I'm going to grab a 5er and do one of these. You can't. You got that problem now. You got to do it in a freaking chair. I'm going to pick it up and do it. I'm sitting down. That's you! Hold on a minute. So you're there, right? Broken legs and all. Like muscles like coming out the back of you. Right then, this little youngster over there, he just bench pressed 74 pounds. Yeah, he put the 1.5s on. He's 174, 1 and 2.5s, whatever the frick. He's got the 74. He goes, pushes it up, right? The woo-hoo that this kid let out when he nailed that frickin' first rep of 74 pounds. The woo-hoo that came out of this little youngster. 18-year-old boy. He pushes 74 pounds like he's a friggin' monster, right? Woo-hoo! You're telling me you, sitting there, dude, got the world record, ripped your friggin' caves at the back of your calves, like you're not even in the front, in the bay, keys coming out over there. You got pain coming through you like the devil sticking you in the back with a friggin' pitchfork, right? That's you. You're telling me all of that going on. You hear this kid go woo-hoo, you're not gonna be like, yeah. How dare you? I can't figure you out. Ripped out frickin' calves. Excruciating pain. You can't be like, yeah. Oh my goodness, guys. That's Dick Facce for you. It just goes into his whole thing about woo-hoo. The woo-hoo is a very important part of the show. It is. Look, we start the show with a woo-hoo, and we're off to the races. I'm here to get into it. We're going to get some questions going tonight. It's SuperMark. He's here now. I want to share a little something here that happened earlier on in the show. Before the show even started, really, a question came in. Oh, I got to put that fan higher. It's freaking hot down here. I'm working it tonight, though. I mean, honestly. Yeah. But listen, here's the end of the day. This is what happens. I'm friggin' here. I'm a table. At my UFO. What are we doing? Oh, where's my background? You're supposed to open up for me. Right about now, really. There we go. Let's see what we got here. All right. So this is our new backdrop for tonight, guys. Check this out. Oh, my goodness. I need to get myself settled here. So we're going to do a Q&A tonight like we've been doing. This is episode 7. Of SuperMark. And I have to tell you that I did not get to see, I was trying to tell you this earlier, I did not get to see episode 6 today with you guys. I edited it, and we had friends over, so I wasn't able to watch it with you and see the work, because I edited the freaking thing. It took me a few days. This is a lot of work to do these. Because what happens when we get in these Q&As, they go for like a half hour, 45 minutes. And then all of a sudden we got like content upon content. And it really starts with the questions you guys ask. So I hope you guys have some good ones for me tonight. Hipsy, how are you, my friend? I hope you guys have some good questions for old SuperMark. Let's see. Let me put this on. Chicken fried rice. Yeah. I like the chicken fried rice. Then we're going to play some music too. I got some songs. I'm feeling some music coming out of me tonight. I'm just telling you. Before we even start. The energy's right tonight. Yeah. So you better stick around. Grab that friggin' popcorn. Well, I don't got an Orville Redenbacher. Okay. Well, then make yourself a friggin' topsy-turvy or whatever the frick you got over there. Oh, no, I got the Trader Joe's version. That's fine. I approve tonight. One time only. Trader Joe's. You do Trader Joe's, right? And you're like, oh, I got myself a friggin' stovetop popcorn. I'm popcorning it, the stovetop way. Let me see if I can give myself a little volume here without going over where is a comfortable level to be speaking here. Hold on, we have a guitar. This is not part of, look, Gibson guitar is still around in the year 2769. In fact, it's crazy. They wind up having the first beat seat. The Gibson beat seat winds up becoming I don't know if you guys know that. Yeah, 2769, Gibson guitars, Gibson beat seats, like beat seats everywhere in 2769. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you think about it, there was never a drum for guitar players to sit on comfortably. So at a certain point, I think the year was, hold on, let me consult the ancient journals. You know how that is. Hold on, here we go. Yeah, oh, no, actually, it's this year. Yeah, 2021. The beat seat just blows it out of the water. The whole world's just like, wow, I want a beat seat. And everybody buys one, and they're all playing beat seats together. And you know what happens? This is the craziest thing in the world. It's the first form of peace that the world has experienced in 1,000 years. Yeah, that's right. And it's only in this, like there was a section of the planet that had peace 1,000 years ago. Everywhere it's been turmoil forever. Like there's never been peace anywhere. I know people are like, oh, the olden days. Olden days, no good. But I do want to share something just so you guys understand why we are where we are, when we are, and how we are. Old SuperMark was really born in 1978. I'm going to tell you the whole story of how we got to where we are today. I guess episode 7 is a good time to share the personal side of SuperMark and how he became the only space future traveler in the year 2769. So it started in the year 1978, and I was kind of kicking along. I did this thing, that thing, another thing. I was writing these songs, and I was doing these things, making people laugh, right? And all of a sudden, it was 2026, I think after 2,500 days in a row of doing the show. I think we got like 3 or 4 more people to find the show by then. So it was like, 17, 18 people were watching. And one of them happened to be Holger Schmidt. Yeah, day 2,536, I think it was. Holger Schmidt came along and he's like, this is the guy. I was like, for what? He said, look, I am the inventor of time travel, and I think we need you to go and entertain the world, go through time, you go back to this, that, another thing, and we're going to need you to, first of all, go to classification training. So he sent me, and this is the only time I've ever been forward in the past. So basically, you have to understand, if you've been a time traveler, you'd understand what I just said, but you're like, no, what did he rant for the future and the past? Bottom line, 1978, 2021, that's why I've come back. I came back to touch base with my future former self and be like, hey, what's up? We did a high five, and he went to take the dog out. But here's the bottom line. So here's what they send me forward. Classification training, time travel classification. At my first training class, and I'm there, 2,796. I'm like, holy cow, looking around, it's crazy. You see what's going on. I'm here again, 2769. I'm talking to you. Intergalactic Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's a thing. That comes along in 2034. But look, you need to remember to Google search these things. You're telling me you can't I'm going to write that down. In 2034, let me Google search. You know what I'm saying? You look, you see, SuperMark, real-time traveler. I knew it. You're a good guy. You're like, yeah, I knew it. Remember listening that night, and I was like, I believe this. This is absolutely 2034. That's totally going to happen. Happened. You just got to Google search it. Okay, February 14th, 2034. SuperMark, you future genius. I'm there. I go forward. Classification training. Guess who passed? Me. No, not me. I passed. Would you think that somebody else passed? I'm here with SuperMark. Okay, so look, obviously, I guess you knew that because I'm here now. But maybe you're like, oh, he didn't get through the first test. It was a third timer with him. He had to fail twice before on the third time he's like, oh, God, I've got it within me to pass. Anyway, I digress. 2769, I'm there, classified first stage. They're like, okay, look, here's the story. We need you to go back 2 years, 2767. What am I doing 2767? We just need you to observe. Why don't you go on a street corner? Bring that friggin' beat seat that you invented 734 years ago. Bring that guitar and go over there and play some songs. But don't tell them who you are, all right? You're just some guy who plays a beat seat. Everybody plays beat seats in 2767, so it's not a big deal. Sit there, play a couple songs. Do me a favor, don't play the song Mandate This, don't play the song Till the End, don't play the song, just don't play any of your music, okay? Because they know it, okay? This is the stuff that brings the world together. It just takes hundreds of years. The whole world comes together around the Mark Pires catalog of music. It just takes forever. So you can't play your music. Play the Beatles. Nobody remembers them anymore. You're there, right? While you're there, I want you to observe. Tom Donaldson. You know Tom. He's the other. You know Tom. He gets the call. April 13th, 2767. Just so happens to be your birthday. And you're there. You run it, Tom Donaldson. He doesn't know it's you yet because it's 2 years ago, right? You're going to be the one who recruits him. I'm like, what? How am I going to recruit Tom Donaldson? He's like a genius. You know, he's been like the time traveler genius. You guys love Tom Donaldson. Yep. They're like, we need to see your power of persuasion. We need to see your ability to have a conversation and get someone to trust you based on the fact that you could speak truth. I says, okay, I think I could do that. So he goes, you go see Tom Donaldson. You tell him I'm here from the agency and we're here to recruit you. Yeah, we're going to teach you how to go back in time to save history, to save the planet, and to also just kind of do some cool stuff, like see some different people, different times. You could see the clothing they wore, and most importantly, their hairdos. The crazy thing is everybody thought they looked good in every freaking timeline. They're like, look at my hair, it looks so good. Terrible. They're all terrible. It's not until the year 2364 that we realize everybody should just shave their friggin' heads. Just like, let's stop it already is what it was like a campaign. They're like, let's just stop it already and just cut it all off. And so just started shaving, like being a barber, and you know, that is like the #1 profession after that advertisement campaign. Like if you think about it, you know how everybody went, they're like, I'm gonna go be in finance, I'm gonna go be in real estate. They're like, I'm gonna go be a barber. Everybody's a freaking barber now. You know, they're like, no, I gotta go because nobody has hair. Everybody's like, as soon as it comes in. There are a couple of really weird people who are like, they just got it shaved yesterday. They're like, I'm going back, I feel something. Like, really? Like, come on, feel something? It's your head, man. And you still look like it's, like, give it like a week and you still look like you just shaved the friggin' thing, you know? But there are a couple of them, they're just like, they go back every day. I'm talking 367. You guys, oh, that's right, you guys think it's 365-day year. No, that changes. It's really 367 days. Next 400 years, our years were always getting longer. You didn't realize that? Yeah, so basically 367 days a year. Yeah. And you're shaving heads, you know, so barber, #1 profession. And it's like, there's like, you know, you had back in 2021, you had like sports sponsorships, like you'd have like, oh, look, LeBron James, and he's there like holding like a Gatorade, I think was the big drink at the time. And you're like, oh, look at me, it's LeBron James, he's got a Gatorade. He's like, yeah, I just won another championship, and it was because of this Gatorade, right? Remember that? That was the thing back then. Barbers, 2767, they're all walking around with sponsorships. Oh, I want to get my hair cut by Tony Clifton. Not the one from Andy Kaufman. No, it wasn't Andy Kaufman's Tony Clifton. Or maybe it was. Maybe Tony Clifton was also a time traveler. What the thing, Tony Clifton? I can be seen in the city. What are we doing? I'm the Coffin. I can't find Coffin. I'm the top of the muffin. Tony Clifton. It could have been Tony Clifton. Tony Clifton? Clifton, Schmifton, Lifton, Lifton, Clifton, Lifton, Clifton? I'm outside in the city. In the city. I'm outside. Let me in the city. So basically, at the end of the day, you're in the future. You got a Tony Clifton thing going on, barbering it like crazy. Tony Clifton is the master barber. 2767. They're like, I want to get my hair cut by Tony Clifton. He abuses the hell out of you while he cuts his hair. That's what happens. So this is the thing though, you gotta remember that we're in like a future that you just can't comprehend. Like, you're like, what is that like? Like, imagine it, okay, let me give you a good example. Let's see, what's a good example of this? Okay, you know how every house you walk by has grass? Barbers. Oh, Tom's a barber, Bill's a barber, Jenny's a barberess. I think that's what. And they cut hair, shaving the friggin' heads. Everybody's the same. There's no uniqueness in the year 2767. I'm like an anomaly with my head of hair. They're like, oh, it's a time traveler. They know the time travelers because we're the only ones who have freaking hair. We have to. We need to be able to shift in and out of timelines. People are like, oh, there's that guy I saw the other day at the florist. I wasn't really. I was there, but yeah, I came back in time, and then I'm there at the florist. I observe the situation. I see the clothing I need to buy. I go over there to the guy who makes clothing. Because back then they didn't go like, I'm going to buy it off a shelf. You had to go see the guy over there and be like, look, can you measure me up and give me a pair of pants? I need some trousers. You got to call them trousers. You can't call them jeans. They're like, what the freak? So you got to know the terminology of the timeline you're in. Every time I took off from 2769, I had to review the ancient timeline. You got to make sure you're speaking right, you're dressed right. I got to tell you, some of my favorite comments I've received since appearing here to share the future are the ones like, oh, looks like he's got some really great clothing from 2769. Excuse me, I just flew in from 2021. Yeah, what am I supposed to change into my stupid crazy gear just so I come out here and do Q&A? No, I come out here comfortable. You want me to put on that stuff, skin tight clothes that do anything we're in 2769? No, I'm sorry. I'm a time traveler. I could wear what the frig I want. And I like the clothing from 2021. I'm sorry. Okay? And I tell you what, in 2769, that friggin' unitard they make us all wear? Yeah, I'm not down. I don't want a unitard. I want to have my nice Ben Sherman shirt on, sit here, my backdrop. I'm going to go fishing. There's a friggin' pond, I think, like right around there. This is a one time only. When I come back and forth through time, I'm like, I'm gonna go to a place with some really cool, like lights flying around through the sky. And then like, it just brings me there. You just visualize something. Time machine. You're there. You're there. I'm here. So look, anyway, I do want to just share those couple of details with you. And let's get to the questions. Let's see if there's any good questions out there. Now, I have not had a chance to see any of the chat at all. So please, if you did have a question, now would be the time to pop it back in there. And we'll see what future market share. Again, I have the ancient journal here. So I can. It's an app. I got an app here. In the future, it's an app. You're just like, oh, I want to watch the Renaissance Man show. I pick a date, like, let's say June friggin' 26th, 2021. Pew. Hold on. I'm going to prove this to you right now. Watch this. This is the craziest thing in the world. Like, you're like, yeah, right, Future Mark, you could do that. Yeah, I can do that. It's unbelievable that you think I can't. I get commercials from 2021 too, apparently. It's unbelievable that you think I can't. I get commercials from 2021 too, apparently. I told you! Logged in, live. I'm live there. I'm looking back in time. I get commercials from 2021 too, apparently. I told you! Logged in, live. I'm live there. I'm looking back in time. I get commercials from Future Mark. I told you! You guys didn't believe it. You didn't believe it. I'm sorry. I'm here, future. I can look back in time, see your live show. This is what I'm able to do. So let's see what kind of questions we have over here. Is what the moon passes Mark's head every minute. Look, that's what happens when you are future Mark. The moon gives you an extra special surprise. It usually comes by to say hello, at least once in a minute. There's the moon. It's going by. It's a mini moon. Ben Affleck's head. Look, when you have a head the size of Affleck, you work with it. You take over regions of the planet. Oh, look, I was traveling through southern Australia and I had to take a U-turn. What? Yeah, I had to go around. Around what? Affleck head. Huh? Yeah, Affleck head is the size of a friggin' mountain. I had to go around it. I was late. I had an appointment. I ended up losing my opportunity to bid the job. They were like, where were you? I said, there's an Affleck head. They didn't even know what it was. I said, you know what Pluto? Remember Pluto? There used to be a planet. And then they're like, no, it's a dwarf planet. Ben Affleck's head is really Pluto. Pluto's off course. Yeah, it's here on planet Earth. Ben Affleck. But don't worry, he's protecting us as well. I mean, this is something you don't realize until the year 2316, because also Ben Affleck is a time traveler. Ben Affleck, they had to bring him in because of that friggin' noggin. They need to make sure they can use it. I'm about to tell you why. 2300s, we're kind of there kicking along, and it's like, what? Hold on a second, what's that? asteroid starts making its way towards planet Earth. We got nothing. You think in the next 300 years we'd be able to be like, yeah, we got it. We're just going to pop it off course. We're going to throw a nuke at it. Doesn't even do a thing. Nothing. But we do have a Ben Affleck head. So Affleck kind of diverts the impact. Like, the best way I can say this is, you know how like you see a guy who's putting his chest out and he's like, I'll take you on. Affleck does that, but with his friggin' noggin. And he puts it out like this as the asteroid's coming to Earth. He gets right in line with it. That asteroid turns to friggin' dust. Affleck, not a scratch. It is unbelievable. We were in awe. I wish I could show, hold on, maybe I can access the ancient footage. And see. No, see, it won't let me show you that now. I'm not able to show you future events. They won't. The app won't let me do that. When you're back in time, it reverts to the timeline that you're in, the time that you're in. So basically, if I wanted to show you the 2300 when this happens, the Affleck head breaks the friggin' asteroid, turns it into dust, I'd have to be a year beyond that. Like, for example, if I was to take each and every one of you with me into the future to the year, say, 2400, and I'm like, hey guys, Ben Affleck head, do you want to see when he destroyed that asteroid with his stupid noggin? You'd be like, yeah, let's see it. I pop it on for you. You look at it. You laugh. Future Mark's the real future traveler. Boom. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what else we have over here. Any other questions? Like anything else we can do here? I'm going to roll back a touch here. Let's see. Juniper said, Future Mark, do people still get married in the future? No, that unfortunately goes to the wayside. What they do is they become companions. Yeah, people are weird in the future. Like, no, let's be companions. We'll share everything, but not, our names, and we won't come together in marriage so our children have any idea what the hell's going on. No, they're just like, whatever about it. You know what I mean? They're just like, let's do this. You do your thing. I think most women have 8 different husbands. Like, dads for the kids. Like, it's a weird thing. It's just like, it's this old like paganism type of thing back. Oh wait, I'm sorry. No, that was a movie I watched. My fault. No, marriage is still a thing, but the problem is like men and women, there's still like a small contingent of like people that are like, yeah, I'm a man, and that one's like, I'm a woman. Everyone else like, don't call me anything. Weird. Like people just start going off of that whole thing where they're just like, you can't call me by sir or ma'am. It's bad news. Look, I'm sorry. You should just get with the times. Like people get a little bit oversensitive at a certain point, and they make some changes. And it's kind of like when they brought taxes in for you as like income tax. That was the thing. I don't know if you guys know. I traveled back 1913, 1914. They're like, we need to generate more money for the war. Well, how about for a part-time basis, we do an income tax? It had been shot down 4 times prior to that. So they're like, oh, cool, I'll do this. Temporary. Just for this little while. We need to raise some money for the war. 2021. I think you guys still have income tax 2021. Oh, shoot. Yeah, we still have it in 2769, too. Yeah, they never let you, that never goes away. Indentured servants, essentially. I got paid. They take most of it, and like, nobody realizes the real details. So like, oh, well, I only pay this much of my income. I only pay this. Yeah, you start laying it out. Like, I pay on my gas. I pay on my food. I pay on my house. I pay on my car. You start laying it out, you're paying like 74%. You made 26. Good for you. Good for you. Is it worth it? In the year 2217, you guys realize it's not friggin' worth it. You're like, I'm doing all the work. And they're just giving it all away. So you decide to rebel, and you go and buy a farm, and you just, make your own crop. You well your own water. Oh, look, I got the bucket down there. I pour water all over myself now. My water. I don't need to rely on the government for their water. Oh, but your water from us. It's the best water. You're putting fluoride in the water. You're putting things in there to try to mess with my mind. I got my water here. That's what we do in order to survive in the future. Don't rely on the government. I'm just telling you. They're trying to bring you down. They're trying to censor you. They're trying to do this. It happens. Let's see what else we have here. Going back for some questions. Let's see what we've got. Oh, Jacqueline has a very interesting question. We did cover this, but she may have missed it. SuperMark, does the Doppler remain the tallest man? Jacqueline, we're actually going to watch episode 6 after this, and bottom line is Doppler gets taller. Yeah. Tallest man in history, Wayne Doppler, 18'7", and it happens. It continues to grow an inch every month, and that he grows like more. It started at a ½ inch, then an inch. By the time he was 47, he's grown an inch and a half a year. Yeah. It wasn't until he was 14'6" that we thought there may be a problem. Can't get into any freaking buildings anymore. And they're like, he's like, oh, I want to go and watch the basketball game. They're like, you got to crawl in through the door. Dops crawls in. Whoa, this is the greatest basketball game in the world. Bill Gates. Wait, Doppler 5000. I just realized my Wayne Doppler is sort of like Bill Gates, except much better because he's got the radio voice going on. Wayne Doppler, greatest and tallest man alive. See, the thing you don't know about SuperMark is he's able to take on the character of the person that you're thinking of, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, that person's alive again. Again, in 2769, they hire me to go, and everybody misses Christopher Walken. They're like, hey, SuperMark, can you please come by and just do a scene of Christopher Walken? I'm like, yeah, what do you want me to do? They're like, oh, I don't know, make something up. Wow, you come down, hanging out in a party. Here's some champagne. Whoa, he telling you a story about your friend. He came over the other night, have a good time. Now, let me tell you, listen, sit. Your friend Donald, he came, asked me a question. Chris, how do I get there? It's kind of open-ended. I says, wow, where do you want to go? I mean, no, somebody can call, get you in there, limousine. Maybe a taxi cab. What are we doing? Just give me a little insight. Whoa. Unfortunately, nobody else can do that, so they just ask, and they shall receive. So it's where we are, 2769. Again, this is why Holger Schmidt decided to approach me. Hey, look, SuperMark. Well, at the time, I wasn't SuperMark. I was just Mark, Renaissance Man. They're like, look, Renaissance Man, we need you to get into action. I'm like, action? I've been live for 2,534 days. He's like, yeah, why are 17 people watching? I'm like, I don't freaking know. Shadow band still. He's like, look, I found it. I dug down 6 feet. I got a bulldozer. Yeah, I was there. I'm here. We're bringing you in. We're putting you in. A what? You're putting me in what? Classification training. What? For what? Time travel. What? Are you serious? I've always wanted time travel. Well, you're good. We got you. I'm Holger. Holger made it happen. Holger was like, look, when you're older, you're going to thank Holger. He was right. I wrote that down. When I'm older, I'm going to thank Holger. And I did. I thanked him. Holger, you rock. In fact, I may have Holger come out and say hello one of these days. I think you guys need to meet Holger. Without Holger, SuperMark does not exist. Yeah, Holger Schmidt. SuperMark. You miss it. You got to have him on. He's awesome. So I'll call him. I'll see if he wants to stop by and see you guys. But let's get back to the questions. I mean, seriously, I get a little sidetracked here. Look, 2769, the future here. I get kind of excited to have people who have hair to talk to. What else do we have over here? Does the Doppler... SuperMark, this is another from Juniper. Juniper said, do they figure out how to resurrect Nikola Tesla? You know what's interesting about this, Juniper, is Nikola Tesla had his entire persona, his mental capacity, and all of his thought stored in a device. This is amazing, ahead of his time. I mean, if you knew, I don't think you guys know this, but Nikola Tesla Nikola Tesla's a Venusian. He's really from Venus, yeah. And everybody was like, he's such a smart man. He's such a smart Venusian. Yeah, he's freaking from Venus. And super brilliant man. And so we were able to just stick his, I guess you would call it now, we call it like a little thumb drive, but it was a little different. What he created wasn't a thumb drive. But you take his Nikola drive and you jump that thing, because in 2769 we have a Nikola drive, you know, like a identifier. In there, you're kicking it. Oh, it's Nikola! I got him on the screen. He's there, he's doing his thing. So yeah, they resurrect him digitally. He was way ahead of his time. You know that. So check out that device. Oh, you have to wait though. You'll learn about that. Tesla comes back 2216. So remember, there's a lot happens in 2216. Google search. You can write this down right now. Oh yeah, in 2216, I'll Google search Nikola Tesla. Back in time. Nikola Tesla. The tech and Tesla become one. It's a front page story, Daily News. And I'm sorry, it's called the Daily Fake News then. But people are still trying to figure out. They're like, is this real or is it fake? Because it's pretty much all fake. But that one was real. They slide in a real one every once in a while in the fake. But so you're like, oh, is that one? That one was real. Tesla, he's back. He's on my computer right now. I can't show it to you. Again, if I try to show you on Ancient Timeline, it just says this page cannot be found. So let's see what else we have over here. Oh, goodness. Red had a question here, but I cannot get into it because it happens to deal with politics. And the thing is, people don't understand is they're like, oh, Future Mark, why don't you tell us who the winner of the next election is? I'm like, here's the thing. I could go over all the winners over the next 8 elections. Yeah, Donahue, Williamson, Flipstein, Dregshinchnem. That one was the hardest one to say. But those guys did a great job. And one of them was a woman. I'm just telling you, you don't know which. I'm throwing it out there. You're gonna have to figure it out, okay? But so they did a great job, you know. But when it comes to your timeline, I can't get involved. I can't change. I can't affect the time. You know that. If I did, I would get an elbow in the fotch. When I get off the time machine, Bruce Lee comes in. Oh yeah! Elbows right in the fotch. So you got to be careful. Bruce Lee, he's all over the timeline. People are like, oh, he died and that. No. Bruce Lee, that was a whole thing. We got to get Bruce out. He was 33, I think, 32, 33. Like, we got to get Bruce out. We need him. Bruce Lee is all over the timeline, kicking people in the friggin' face. Just saying. You'll see that too. He comes back. When you guys get time travel in 2034, the 2034 dossier, we went over this already. You remember, right? The freaking 2034 dossier, when they lay out the future, aliens, time travel. I went over it. You got to look back. I think it was episode 2. Look, I can't repeat myself always. I try, but you can't. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Oh, my goodness. Doc Brown needs Ben Affleck to make electricity out of his... You know what? That's interesting. Paul, you're right in a way. If Doc Brown had Ben Affleck when it came to creating the flux capacitor and being able to get the car up to 88.6 miles an hour, it would have been much easier. You tie the longest rope in history around an Affleck head, attach it to the friggin' DeLorean, right? You start going 35, 45, 55, 65. You get the propulsion of the Affleck head pulling you around even faster. 88, you would have been there in 12 seconds before the guy with the machine gun started shooting at you. You can't, guys, machine gun comes down, the white van, brrr, it would have been like, murder. But you know when he does that and then shoo, it takes off? Wouldn't even have a chance to pull the trigger. Yeah. You couldn't think of bringing an Affleck head there? Attaching the rope to his nose or his mouth, having to chew on it? Hey, just Affleck, let me put this between your teeth. You pull it in there like tooth floss, but then you tie it around one of the big tooth. You start driving the DeLorean, 88 miles an hour, 2021. Look, there's many ways to go back in time. that just happens to be the way that, Paul thought of it. And Paul was right. That's how you do it. Look, I like to be able to, every once in a while, just kind of like give you like a pat on the back. Yep, you nailed it. Good job. That's exactly what happens, Anyway, let's see what's going on. What was the funniest thing you have seen? Mr. B wants to know. What the funniest thing I've seen? The funniest thing I've ever seen is Ben Affleck when he just freaking took that asteroid on. I was like, I remember being there, right? I'm watching Ben Affleck. I'm watching him in the field because we're all there together. And we're like, what is Affleck going to do? Remember, when we experience these events the first time, we're all surprised. It's not until I'm in the year 2769 that I'm like, holy cow, I gotta go back and watch that. I pull up YouTube 2769 and I'm in there. Yeah, right now it's saying, this page cannot be found. But if I was in 27, I could pull up the Affleck head. He's there in a field. The crazy thing is if you're standing in a house watching, it's a weird thing to see an Affleck head in like the middle of a field. Because you ever seen the NBA Jam? 94. You're playing NBA Jam. You're like, I'm going to play big head mode. The friggin' head is almost the size of Affleck, Affleck's out there in the middle of the field. Head on top of his, like, this normal human body. It's like Bonk's Adventure all over. He's there, right? Affleck looks up and he starts going, hey, hey. I'm like, what noise is Affleck making? He was trying to amp himself up. He's trying to say, like, let me be ready for this. I'm gonna put my feet in the ground like a lion. I think he started talking to himself like a lion. He puts his stupid head straight up in the air like this. Asteroid comes in 7,746,223 miles an hour right into the freaking head of Affleck. Whoosh! There's the dust that's created because we think he's done. That's it. That's the end of Affleck. He did a good job as Batman. He was awesome in Mallrats, a couple other things, but he was, Good Will Hunting. And look, it was God, Affleck, thank you for taking that on because we were still alive, So like he stopped it in a way, like he's gone, but we're alive. So he was successful in a way, right? Dust starts to settle. Affleck sitting there with the freaking smile like I've never seen before. And that's when I realized, that's when I came up with my original quote. A smile has an energetic value that costs 0 to the currency holder. When I looked at Ben Affleck, the stupid head sitting there in middle field taking on an asteroid, that smile, it won me over. I said, you know what, Affleck? I get it. I get it. I get it. So look, you got to remember, when you got an Affleck, you take advantage of it because he could eventually take on an asteroid. Yeah. 1v1. Asteroid. Dust. Affleck's still standing. No, not a scratch. Nothing. Not even like a friggin' bump on his head. I still don't understand it. That head must be made of friggin' titanium. How? How do you take an asteroid, which is also made of like lead, right in the noggin at 7,767,343 miles an hour into the nog? And you're like, I'm okay. Let's go grab a coffee with that guy Sonny. We're dealing with it though. Like we have to deal with it. So thank you, Mr. B, for that question. I appreciate it. I hope I answered it. I just don't know if I answer these questions. Like I have to look back in the ancient journals later and say, when I see Mr. B in the next show and he's like, oh, Mark, thank you. You answered that 1,000,000%. Nailed it. But I don't know until it's what happens. Let's see what else we have over here. Do people still use devil horn hand symbolism in the future? No, actually they tattoo it on their friggin' heads and they just go like this. It's a weird thing. You see people with devil horns on their friggin' heads. A couple people even pay to have like the horns of a ram and they cut them off and they install them into their friggin' heads. Weirdos. Look, you got to respect people for wanting to be different, so when it happened, I was like, okay, that's your choice. Like, they did it though, and it looks terrible. I'm sorry. Look, I think I can be critical. We were not born with horns in our friggin' heads. I'm putting on 2 horns. The one that had the weird one to me was the guy who put like the center spike in. Like, what was that about? Like, he was like, oh, I'm not putting horns. I'm putting a center spike in. Just like one spike in his head. It's like, so you're going to go people like this and like spear him? Like, What is going on over here? You're spearing people with your spike head? I got the simple single spike, 8 inches long. It looks like a saber-toothed tiger. Whee! Some people call him unicorn head. Look, it was a choice. Again, you could have gone with the Rams. You know, the couple Ram here, and you just, you know, taking people out as a devil horn head. But he decided to go with the spike. I don't know. Some people I just don't understand, though. Like, I mean, I kept as long as I could, I was like, look, I'm keeping my freaking hair. It wasn't until they shaved it forcibly. It's a mandate. Yeah. Look, that happens to you as well. I'm not going to get into it. I think you know what's coming. Oh, Andrew Golden. I want to say this is now the second time that SuperMark has been live. And Andrew Golden on the 26th of June. 2021 is going to donate to the program. And I just want to say thank you, Andrew, for your amazingness. SuperMark. Boom. Yeah. Look, I'm sorry I could see into the future. And I know what's coming. All right. You have to deal with it. Mr. B wanted to know if I've eaten any dinosaurs. You know what? It's interesting you say that, Mr. B, because there was a time, you may have heard the Bruce Lee story, but I took my time machine back once, and it was a really long night the night before. I had a couple extras, and I was like, oh, I can do it. I got my trip tomorrow. Ah, it's fine. I'm good. Look, give me another barkeep. Give me another barkeep. I forgot. I was blacked out, right? Next day comes. I'm like, oh, I got to go back in time. I get my suit on, and I'm like, I really hope I don't uke it all over my time machine. I shouldn't have had that extra drink. 9. And I'm starting to go through time. I kind of nodded out, like in a weird way. Like I was like, I woke up. I'm all the way back dinosaur times. I come out of the freaking time machine. Freaking dinosaurs coming out of nowhere. I'm running into a cave. I'm hanging out the cave. I see this dinosaur. He's walking by. He's looking at, he comes over to the cave, trying to bite into the cave. He can't fit that stupid mouth in there. It's like the size of Affleck's head. So he's there. He's trying to get into the cave, but I'm sitting back. I'm like, I'm going to just wait. You know, I got to kick back here and wait so I can get back to my time machine. And so what happened was very interesting. People said like, oh, humans and the Neanderthal and all these people were like idiots and they didn't do anything. They came out of nowhere. They pounced on that freaking dinosaur, spearing the neck. Like they knew to go right for the neck. They got him. They took down the dinosaur. And we all ate a feast. It was very tough, like tough to chew. That's the best way I can explain. The flavor is... kind of tastes like chicken. Anyway, I hope that answers your question, Mr. B. I hope that gives you the insight that you were looking for. Dinosaurs, delicious. If you like chicken, you're gonna like dinosaurs. Just it tastes a little more tougher than a chicken. Ben Affleck was probably the funniest. Yeah, Paul knows. Like I think I may have taken Paul into the future for that one. There's a few times, a couple friends came with me into the future, get a couple extras too many the night before, and we're like, oh, let's go to the future together. And we woke up and we saw together like that happen as Ben Affleck. They were like, if we can go to any time in history, where would we go? I said, guys, if you want to know the one time in history that I would go to, I'm talking Ben Affleck taking on an asteroid. They're like, tell me more. What movie is this? Not a movie. Real deal. Earth about to friggin' be like turned into dust, right? We've seen movies like this. All of a sudden, the mega asteroid of all asteroids hits the planet. Dust. Where did the Earth go? It's now dust. Spaceballs moment. Right? All of a friggin' sudden, Affleck comes out of... It's weird, guys. You'll see that smile afterwards. It's almost like he liked it. Like he wants more asteroids in the friggin' head. Anyway, so I hope that answers your question there and gets you kind of a little bit more insight. Anyway, man cave. I like that. Yeah, I had my own cave there for a little while, which was very interesting. I think we need to pull this thing to a close here at a certain point. It's been roughly 45 minutes. I don't want these things to be more than, this long because nobody wants to watch all of them when we play it back. It's too long. But this has definitely been... probably the best one. I say that every time though, because they're all awesome. Like this is probably one of my favorite things we've done. I love the SuperMark stuff. I love
Facce, I love it all. But the idea that we could improvise and come up with events in the future, in the moment, just to have a good time is like awesome. It's so much fun. Anyway, starting to break character. I wanted to share that with you guys. Like, this is really one of my favorite bits that we do. It's so cool. And I love when you guys ask questions. Like, to me, this is so much fun that we're having like a conversation together and making up stuff, you know? So, taking a little sip of my Future Brew. If you guys recall, my Future Brew from 2769, it can really break the timeline. Oh, there's a bit of like cinnamon / like, let me tell you again. I don't know, it's Future Brew. In the future, they get it right. Like, they just figure out the formula, put the brews, I got my beans, I take the beans, drip dry. All of a sudden, I got a tasty cough. I got a tasty coffee. And you can't go wrong with a Future Brew. I mean, maybe you don't want to, but hold on. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. That night I was telling you about, that's right, I forgot. This is the night Andrew Golden donated like twice back to back. I was like, what? And it was unbelievable. Yeah, and it's I got to tell you, this is kind of a crazy thing. Looking back in the ancient timelines, yeah, Mark really appreciates like the support and people who are showing their love, and when they do, like Andrew, the support that Andrew's shown for the show. Yeah, I says here, Mark always was like blown away by that. Like how cool this, to be supported. It's just cool. Because you didn't realize it's there for like 2,500 days. Nobody found it, except for Helger. Holger Schmidt came out of nowhere. Ah, yeah. Future Mark. We're going to have him come on. All right. He'll talk to you. He'll let you know why they chose Future Mark. Anyway, what other questions do we have here? Anything else that we can answer? Last questions. We're getting into the last questions here because I want to play a couple pieces of music, and then we're going to actually get into episode 6. I want to play that for you guys because I dropped it earlier today and I did not get a chance to watch it with you. I would love to watch it with you and actually chat with you the whole time. So that's what I'm hoping is going to happen here if you guys stick around. So let's see what else we have. A couple more questions. Adriana has a question here that we can answer. Adriana's question says, how did MTV find Mark's song Let's Start Slow? So this was an interesting story. There was a period of time where Mark almost signed a record deal. And there was an executive for Jive Records who said, hey, we're going to send you a deal. And they sent the paperwork over. And so Mark looks over and the attorney says, this is not a good deal. This is what Billy Joel signed. If you don't know what happened with Billy Joel, his brother-in-law stole all of his money on Piano Man. Piano Man, Billy Joel never made a penny for. Yeah, that's still 2769. Billy Joel never made a penny on that. His family is estate. His brother's estate, though, is also Joel. They made the money. Billy Joel made money in other songs, but not on Piano Man. Anyway, attorney says, this isn't fair. Send it back and tell him to give you something fair. So I do that, and this gentleman's like, oh, I know someone at MTV. Let me send your album to them. Well, they liked the album, and they played this one. And they played Let's Start Slow, and they played Different, and they played 6 songs in total off the album. But that's how it happened. It happened because actually somebody who did have connections found the music and passed it along to somebody from MTV, and they loved it. And the problem for Mark is he never knew people like that. So he just kept writing stuff. Eventually it gets out there. Look, you have to remember, 700 years in the future, this is what all we listen to, is the songs that brought us together. The only way we were able to find out the truth was through the music. Yeah. Everybody else was just lying through their teeth. Oh, yeah, no, it's a really bad one. You're going to die. Everybody's going to die. They push that on everybody. You didn't. You didn't. No, right? You did. Did you? You. What do you do? Just remember, if you're here today, you've done something right. I'm Future Mark, and I'm back to the Future Mark. Really. Any other final questions that we can answer for you before we roll on out? Oh, Jacqueline said,
Future Marker, is there any real food in the future or just GMOs? Well, what you have in the future is basically 99% of the people think that the food they eat is the only food, but there is a small group of organic food, cultivatists, whatever it is, they cultivate a ton of organic products, and the kind of, I would say, like the health conscious, that group finds it. But in general, everybody's eating GMOs. They all get shorter, live shorter lives, lots of different diseases, autoimmune diseases. Wasn't much different than the Vaxaroo either. So kind of like no matter what, we're all screwed. This is the bottom line. So live your life. The thing that Future Mark needs to tell you, above and beyond, is to live your freaking life. Okay, today could be your last day. Hopefully it's not. Tomorrow, and so on. So make sure you make the most out of every second. Future Mark's been doing that for hundreds of years now. Well, I mean, really, I'm still just the same age as I've been. I just happen to be in 2769. Yeah. They sent me back, forward. It's very, very interesting. The crazy thing is when I met my younger self, that was a little weird. I saw myself pitching and won the big game. Anyway, I do remember that was a good game. I remember that one. I didn't go back. I wanted to win on an up. You know what I mean? I wanted to leave on an up. I'm not going back there to see myself on a loss. Guy hits a homer or something. I don't remember ever getting a homer off of me, but if there was, you think I want to see that? You think I want to see a guy throw a home run? No. I want to see me striking him out the side. Look, I struck at the side. No hitter. I went to the no hitter day. In fact, hold on a minute. There were 9. 9 no hitters. I could pick any of them and go back and watch them. I didn't get a hit either. Yeah, I know, Future Mark. I already saw this episode. I've told you this before. In the future, every day of your life is part of the timeline, ancient timeline. I'm able to die on a day. And every freaking thing around me is a camera. Yeah, when I put the microphone, camera, this is also a camera. You know that this over here is a camera. But everything's a camera. The mouse, camera, like all of it's a camera. It's capturing the entire room right now. My cough. I take a coffee cup over here, take a sip. Somebody just watched me sip that thing down. They're like, "Why? I want to watch the fluid as it goes down his throat." The weird ones, like the throat doctors mainly. But everything's a camera. So as you are in the future, you can be like, "I want to watch that day." You just say, "I want to see camera 5. Let me see camera 19. Some of them are weird cameras, though. You're like, what the freak is, what am I looking at here? So you should, like, every once in a while, you start to kind of get familiar with the camera layout. Like, I know 19 is always a good spot because it's usually here. Something like 19. I picked 19 because usually 19's here. But in general, I mean, think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 19. Right? I mean, it makes perfect sense. I don't know what's wrong with you that you didn't think about that. 13, 17, 19, 27. Look, you got to be able to just roll with it. When you get to my level, stage 2 classified, you could recognize where on the rotation you are. Oh, I'm at 26. So look, I'm going to just finish this here. Let me just say a couple final things over here. Jacqueline said, does it ever rain in California? Rarely. Hope that answers your question. Adriana said, are we talking about how Ben and Jen are back together again? That is an interesting thing. We don't have to talk about it. It happens again in 3 years. In fact, it happens again in 36 years, too, where they're both in 94. And they're like, oh, we fell in love for the first time. We didn't fall in love for other times. We thought we did, but this is the real love. Silly kids. Let's see what else we have over here. I'm going to come... Andrew Golan, he did it again. That's 3. There's 3 to this point in the show because I'm looking back in time right now. I got the Ancient Journal. I'm just looking through here. I proved it to you. You see, I told you that before. I could pick any date in history. I'm going to pick today. I proved it to you. You see, I told you that before. I can pick any date in history. Did it. Just proved it to you again.
SuperMark. Just kind of like, you know, ripping the future apart, the past, and opening up the fabric of time, essentially, for you to stick your head through and be like, oh, that's cool. That's what we're here to do. Let's see if there's any final questions here. I'm going to go to the very last questions of the night. Andrew said, can you interview a moth? They have creepy eye contact. You can interview a moth, but they don't speak English. No, they speak Motholuckum. Look, if you want to try to communicate with someone who speaks Motholuckum, you're going to have to search. It's hard to find a guy or a lady that's versed in Motholuckum. It's, you know, I know what you're thinking. I'll just find someone who can speak Muckalithum. It doesn't work. You're not going to find Motholuckum anywhere. You'd be like, oh, well, maybe I'll go to a library that has a book on Motholuckum. No, good luck. Who's going to write it? Oh, I wrote it in Motholuckum. So, hold on. You want to be able to speak Motholuckum, but you can't read Motholuckum, and the book's in Motholuckum. Do you understand? Like, I just don't get it. Sometimes you don't think. Oh, I can speak Motholuckum. Okay, so let me ask you. Let's see. Stupid kid. I keep looking to try to get a piece of Motholuckum. I want to show you Motholuckum so you can be like, oh, that's what Motholuckum looks like. But I can't look into the future because I'm in the past. When the future's going, you know what I'm saying? I can't show you. You're not able to see it. Motholuckum, though, is kind of like common, you know, like when you go to a dinner party in 2769, it's kind of commonplace to say hello in Muckalithum, you know, like Motholuckum, you're just like, oh, hey, but it's not a oh, hey, you're like, Motholuckum. I think I may have gotten that, yeah, I think I got that wrong on the pronunciation. It was, when you do that, they're like, you're in. You don't need a ticket. You don't need the invitation. You just said hello in Motholuckum. And people are very, very responsive to Motholuckum in 2769. So anyway, I hope that answers your question, Andrew, that you can interview a moth. It will be in Motholuckum. And if you don't speak Motholuckum, I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to have any luck. There's like 2 people on the planet that speak Motholuckum. Everybody else is just like, I don't want to learn Motholuckum. What am I going to do with that? Except for go to a dinner party and get right in. So they learn the hello. Whatever, you know. I forget what it is. I don't have the I can't look at the ancient journals right now and get that for you. But it's something like that. Let's see if there's anything else here that I could share for you. Do we ever see a real picture of the Earth from the moon? No, silly. That never happens. It's not none of it like. The bottom line is this, okay? There's an easy way to tell if something's real or not. If you have something that says like, oh, this is the first ever footage of, let's just say, a big white chunk of cheese up there in the sky called the moon. And you're like, oh, I want to go to the moon, right? You're there on the moon. You're trying to figure out how to navigate the moon, right? What? Are you freaking kidding me? You get off your spacecraft. One small step, one large step, right? The problem is, you were really down in Antarctica. You never left the friggin' planet. Yeah, nobody goes out there. They pretend, I'm going to go on the International Space Station. Well, why don't you go beyond? Why don't you go to the moon? Why don't you go there? Radiation. So, no, it doesn't ever really work out that way. Also, you know, not like trying to tell you like your business or anything, but the moon, it really is cheese. If you run out of cheese here on the planet, you should forget about going there to try to mine for minerals. Just take chunks, bring it back here, and sprinkle it on your pasta. Yeah, you'll do well. That's all I'll say. You could open up a new restaurant. Moon cheese. Would you like more cheese? Moon cheese on your pasta? You take the moon cheese in like extra doses. I want a side of moon cheese. All over there. There's more cheese on the plate than pasta. Would you like some pasta with that cheese? They start saying stupid jokes to you like that. Like, oh, would you like some pasta with that? Excuse me? No, I just want to eat my pasta. Throw a loads of cheese on the top of my pasta. Why don't you do you and I'll do me? Okay, how about that? So they get kind of in your face in the future about your cheese intake. Oh, you should watch your heart, and you can't go watch out for your blood. Look, I got you. Okay, throw some extra moon cheese in that friggin' pasta, and then of course, holy freaking cow, Andrew does it like again. It's what happens. Mothman prophecy. Real. Very real. David Duchovny? I don't think it was him, was it? Richard Gere. Look, when Richard Gere was doing the Mothman prophecies, he tried to shine a light on an old myth that ends up being absolutely true. Just like, I talked about this too, but Sasquatch, hello. When you see Chewbacca in the movie Star Wars, you're not like, oh, look, there's a Sasquatch. No, people are like, no, it's Chewbacca. Excuse me. Where do you think they got the idea from? Real deals. The real deals. The real deals are out there, okay? Like, you go out there and try to find a freaking Sasquatch, you're not just going to be able to find it right now. But in the year 2023, the first Sasquatch is discovered, and it's done by Corky's Research, is a very interesting character who's out there looking into the Bigfoot situation, and he finds the first true and real footage of a Bigfoot. Yeah, Corky's Research, check it out. Look, if you don't, you're never going to find the truth. They're always going to be like, it's fake. Don't you just, hold on, one final thing. They were like, UFOs are fake, UFOs are fake. All of a sudden, the last 3 months in 2021, they're like, they're real, they're real. There's going to be disclosure. We talked about this. Why was everything fake and now it's real? Because agenda plays. Question everything, okay? That's what FutureMark wants to say to you tonight. Question everything. Everything they tell you. Everything the media broadcasts towards you. Because that's what they're doing. They're sending something to you in order to get you to distract yourself from the real reason why we're here. It takes a couple years for this to happen. Coming together. The power of the planet. What the? I guess this is the end of my show here. Hold on. We did an hour. So you're telling me we're going to have an hour freaking show? An hour episode of episode 7? It was good stuff though, guys. I don't know. Like, I know that in a way the concept has been, but just cut into pieces, but I don't know. I like to put the thing into, a full show. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Anyway, let me just finalize this so we have an ending here. So I do want to thank you for spending the evening with FutureMark. And remember, if you are here, you did something right. And hopefully tomorrow you wake up and you show up for the next episode. Yeah, episode 8, it's freaking coming at you. So bring your questions. And until then, back to the FutureMark. I think he should be an announcer. And until then, have a great night. I think you should do that. Until then, it's back to the FutureMark. Have a good night. All right. Woo! Holy cow. Let's see. Oh my goodness, guys. We did an hour as FutureMark. That's crazy. All right, while I get set up here, let me play you something. Piece of music, get us going on that side. And let's see what we got here. We have so much stuff. I got to release this album the next 4 days, guys, so tonight I'll be working on that, putting it together. It's midnight, so we'll see what we do here, but let me play a little something. Here we go. Summer Serenade. Let's see what this is. Here we go. Summer Serenade.
What do we got?
Don't let it be hard. Don't let it be hard.
Invis is everything braces isn't. More comfortable, fewer emergency appointments. Invisalign.
Don't let it be hard. Don't let
Hold
it
on.
be hard.
Invis is everything braces isn't.
I got
More
something to
comfortable,
put- oh, I got
fewer
my
emergency
stuff.
appointments.
There we go.
Lasts forever.
Let me bring this back because that was weird.
Take a trip. Lasts forever. The sun will always shine, always down to remind you of your childhood. Take a long drive. Wander along till the stars come shining out and lead you on your course. Yeah, the moon is shining down on you. Oh, what a night to do what you will. Walk along the beach, collecting shells and throwing stones to skip across the water. Yeah. Summer days are back again. Close your eyes as the sun shines down. Oh, toasting you up. On this summer day when I'm laying and playing in the sand. Oh, yeah, walking all around, feeling all the love in the air. Oh, I won't stop and no, I want to stay all night, stay all day, close my mind. Negativity take your time on most things. Don't lose your head. No, don't lose your mind. 'Cause they're trying to distract you. Don't you lose your mind. 'Cause they're banking on it. So enjoy your summer days. Yeah, the sun is shining down. We're swimming around. I'm feeling the breeze. And you know we need more days like this. Oh, I forgot how great it feels to be laying in the sunlight. Summer days are here.
Oh man, that's a nice tune. That's going on the album. So album's coming out in a few days. That song will be on it. I'm gonna play you one more here that I wanted to play at the beginning, and of course I said let's play that one. This song right here is fire. I'm having a lot of fun with this one right here, and I gotta say, how cool is that, Andrew? Andrew's cooking some venison right now. Homestead harvested venison on my land, sitting in the woods with Mark and the gang is amazing. That's awesome, Andrew. That's such a cool message to read. It makes me very happy to hear that and to read that. And Keith, hey buddy, it's good to see you, pal. We're in the middle of it, buddy. I got my 6th album of the year coming out next week. Day 908 in a row right now. And we're going to play you Till the World Stops Spinning. And that is when I'll stop this show. Is when I'm no longer here. I hope that's a very, very, very long time from now. And I promise you I'm going to show up every day and give this world everything I got. And hopefully it will help somebody feel a little better each day. Maybe it's you. Check this out. Thursday night, feeling right. Wanna let my boat come sailing in. Look out over the waves, and I don't see it coming on. That's okay, 'cause I'll wait until the world stops spinning.
till the world stops spinning. Take a rocket ship, go out the atmosphere. Don't look back, don't have fear. No, don't look back. You're taking it out to the galaxy now. You're on your way. So much this opportunity coming your way. Matter what. Because the world stops spinning. The world stops spinning. The world stops spinning. Yeah, yo, you can stop on a dime. Yeah, you can't go nowhere. Because the world stops spinning. yeah. Keep on going until the world stops spinning. Don't you stop until the world stops spinning. You can't stop me, cause the world's still spinning. No, I'm gonna stop, no, I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, cause the world's still spinning.
Woo! Till the world stops spinning. Wicked Games, hello. Hello. What are we doing? Are you guys, Wicked Games? Is that where we're going next? Masked Up? That song is some fire. You only get one moment? Heck yeah. Time slips away. You can go now? I'm playing that. You can go now? You can go to the friggin' program and hang out for the next, I don't know how long, 1222. Those are good numbers. 1222. I like ye. I'm giving you something here, though. You can go now. There's a little fire for you, okay? Let's see what you think of this. This will be on the album. I'm putting this together tonight. It's going to be live. We're going to listen to the preview tomorrow.
So stop
Cheesy, crispy, dippable. Ritz has a game day snack for
Jeez, they
everyone.
make you watch the whole thing now, huh? Hold on, we just watched this.
Thursday night,
Ooh, yeah.
feeling right, feeling right. Wanna let my boat come sailing in. Yeah, the world starts spinning. Look out over the
Okay, hold on, here we go.
the waves, and I don't see it come.
Here we go. Woo! You guys ready for this? Let me get some fire.
Getting down, never know what sound coming out of the station. Shot the record the other day, you're coming out in the moment, gotta make it something. Yeah, yeah. Rocking out all night. Oh, sleep tight, you get the stars lighting around your head all night. Wake up in the middle of that dream, wondering, is this really the world I'm living in? Ain't getting better now. People walking by, side-eyed, wonder why you're not getting back so rude. I I don't wanna do what you do. Don't tell me what to say, I'll do me, you do you. No matter what, I'm gonna give you something to take home and stick in your pipe. So we're stuck here until they find the truth. They bury it deep beneath the surface. You're wondering, will anyone bring a metal detector here and dig around and find the sound at the beeping? There's gotta be something underground that's trying to reach the surface now. We gotta see if we can get to it while the oxygen's still pumping through the lungs. I've had enough. Together into the sun, together into the night. We're going to find the greatest fight we've ever seen in our lives. What side will you pick? Will you be with me? I'm gonna fight the negativity, yeah. Gonna take it down, you and me, yeah. Ain't nothing gonna stop the light, no, no, no. Gonna knock it out, I'm gonna put it in a new time zone. You can go, cause it's not your home no more, no. You're gonna hit the road, hit the road, Jack. Ain't no coming back, no. Cause you ain't no welcome here no more, no. Left our hearts open and you just stepped all over it. Now you can take a trip, no, one-way trip, yeah. No coming back, no. We'll see you on another show. Time to go, it's time to go. It's time to go, you got to go. Don't turn your face back, cause we're not gonna be looking at you, no. You're gone. Got no reason to look back at you. So just keep on going down the path and don't you look back, no. Oh, and no slack, no, you're gone, Jack. Say no talking back, cause we ain't looking, we ain't talking, we're over it. Yeah, it's the same old. Same old, yeah, but I don't say them words here, no. But you can understand what I'm saying. Gotta go. So that's a cool tune.
January 2017, we had gone to watch one of my nephews play basketball.
There we go. So that song, definitely inspiration in that. Thank you, Keith. Thank you very much for the note there. You know, I've made peace with it. You know, I just show up because I know that, and I joke about it, but There's a good chance I get to day 2,500 in a row and I'm still sitting to the same crowd. But I've made peace with that. I'm fine with it. I just show up because the world needs it. Even if they can't find it now, I know one day they will. That I'm certain of. It just may not be when I'm around, which is a bit of a kick in the gut, but I deal with it, you know, and I just show up. Show up every day. That's all I do. And one day, like I said, somewhere in the future, somebody will find it that will say to somebody who knows someone. And all of a sudden, there will be people actually seeing the 1,500 videos or whatever I've created in the first 908 days in a row of this show. But thank you, Keith. Touch my heart. Wicked Game by Chris Isaac. I'm not sure if I know that. You know what, though? Since I don't, I'm going to have to write a song called Wicked Game, unfortunately. That's how this show rolls. She came to find me. She came to put me down. And I can't understand why she plays these wicked games. I took a call from her last night. She proceeded to scream at me. Then she said she loved me at the end. Oh, why does she play those wicked games? She plays wicked games with my mind, you see. Middle of the night, the phone rings. Hey, honey, don't you know I need you right now? But I'm sleeping, I need my rest. I've got to work in the AM. I don't care, get yourself over here before I leave you for good. Why does she play those wicked games? She plays wicked games with my mind, you see. I left my keys at home today. Can't go anywhere anyway. Sitting in the passenger seat in the car, driving all day so far, wondering when we're going to get somewhere. I can open the door and get away. She's been holding me down. She's been taking me out. My mental state is not what it should be. Why does she play those wicked games? Wicked games. Pull up to the cabin, open up the door, go and see if I could get some time alone. Maybe in the bathroom, maybe outside while she washes up. I don't know, just time to take a breath, a break from
I'm over your wicked games. No, I won't say I gotta go bad enough. I'm over your now wicked games. No, I won't say Chico, the enemy. She keeps on shooting at me with her wicked tongue. Now I'm on the run, running down the mountainside. Got my thumb out, I'm hitching a ride, trying to find my way out of town tonight. I'm sick of all those wicked games. No way gotta go bad enough. I'm sick of all your wicked games. Yeah, no, you can't come back no more. I'm on my way out the door. You got no love back no more.
Ask me every day. What do I
Do they really? Do they ask you every day? People ask me every day. How fast is SuperMark? Freaking fast. Faster than a speeding bullet. Punching out lights. Right back there, I punched them out. Then I show back up over here. Broke a little sweat, just a touch. It's hot out there tonight. I'm just saying. You gotta remember. Oh, Bradley, thank you, my friend. It's so good to see you. So, guys, I have a plan here. Okay, I'm gonna play you one more song, and then I'm gonna play you episode 6 of Future Mark because I need to see the episode. I didn't get a chance to see it with you guys. So this show's going into the 1 o'clock-ish area, maybe later. So don't go anywhere, okay? But I'm gonna play you one more tune here, and then we're gonna get into that. So, some fire coming at you. I'm thinking I'm going to leave this to you guys. Do you want to hear Masked Up? Yeah, I think we should watch. Let's listen to this. I haven't had a chance. I think this is going on the album, but I haven't made the decision yet. So this will be the deciding moment. You guys tell me if you want to hear this on the album. Ready? Tell me if you want to hear this tune on the album. We still have a chance to make decisions. I haven't pressed it out yet. A world masked up. Who knew we'd be living this in this timeline? We're masked up. Don't you know we're masked up? You can hide your face from the world of your masked up. And take a pause for a while we figure out we're a
way to get away. They see you for you. What you going to do? Mask up. 'Cause maybe they think you're someone else when they can't see your face. Masked up. Masked up. Take a trip along the new road, the forced road. You can't go off the path, no, lest you find yourself in jail. You're masked up. Masked and muzzled up.
'cause you think you're masked up. Yes, you're masked up. Masked up. Masked up. Masked up. You're masked up. Yeah, we can see your face. No, you're hiding behind your mask, and I don't know who you are. You're masked up. You're masked up. Indoctrinated, but you're masked up. You're in the system now. You can't get up, no, you're locked down, no, there's no getting out now. So masked up, you're masked out. Take a page out the book you've been writing. 'Cause you have to stop now, you can't pursue. 'Cause when the G-men tell you what to do, you've got to stop. You can't continue to live your life, no, until you take that step. Even then you won't lock down forever. Until you're masked up. No matter what you do, you're masked up. Masked up. Masked up. Masked up. Masked up. You can hide your face from the world when you're masked up. Ooh, that is a song right there, guys. That is definitely going on the freaking album. So, if you've not purchased an album yet, you can buy the first 5 albums of the year are on iTunes. The best way you can support this show, if you like this show, I'm live every day for the rest of my life for you guys in order to help you find some light in a dark world. And as long as you show up, we don't know if anybody else will ever find it, but if you can, stop in, say hello, even if it's just for a minute. Grab a song, grab a piece of comedy, whatever, and then share if you can. If you know anybody who can use a little inspiration, send it their way. And if not, just come by for yourself, you know. And I do want to say that these songs have been inspiring for me. I go through my days trying to sell real estate, trying to make a living, trying to find new clients to sell real estate to make a living, you know. And when I'm doing that, and I know it's weird, my wife thinks it's weird when we talk about it, but I listen to these songs. I don't listen to other music. I write songs here. I listen to them and I edit them for you guys. And while I'm in the process of getting ready for the next show, I'm editing and listening to the songs that we created yesterday or the day before, and I'm hearing them for the first time, like you did. When I'm creating them, I can't listen to them. I don't know what I say. I don't know what I sing. I don't know what I play. That only happens afterwards. And last night, another one of those moments took place. I haven't had a chance to edit it yet. I haven't had a chance to look at it, listen to it. But I can't wait because it was powerful. I remember it being powerful. And so I think in general, I can't wait to show up again tomorrow. I cannot wait. Tomorrow's day 910. 90 days away from the 1,000th day in a row. We have to figure out, someone needs to have a piece of land somewhere that we could all get to and put on a Renaissance Man 1,000th day in a row. Or a stage. Oh, I'd rather play. I wish I could play like a stage and everybody can come. Like a venue. A festival. Oh, how cool would it be if there was a festival on day 1,000 and I had a gig there. I don't know how to get gigs. I have a show here. That's my show every night. But I do think the way that this show would grow is if I could get out in front of people. You know, like here, obviously it's clear it's hard to get in front of people. I've been doing it and people aren't showing, you know, they're not seeing it. So I have to find a way to go outside now that things are sort of getting normal and put on shows and get people to see this show. I'll do the same show, but in person. That's never been before. I used to just sing songs, but now doing the comedy, even, you know, so many bits I remember. Tonight when we did SuperMark, I did the whole Ben Affleck bit over. I could do that whole bit. I could do the whole Ben Affleck bit. I could do all the Dick Facce stuff. I could start doing stand-up comedy. Never done that in my life. Never stood in front of a crowd before and just did comedy. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to grab the mic and stand up and do it. I know I have ridiculous. I mean, everything that I do for you guys is stand-up comedy. SuperMark, getting up to do Batmark, SuperMark, Dick Facce standing in front of you and doing all those characters on green screen. That is stand-up comedy. I already done it. I just haven't done it in front of a crowd. I just do it in front of you guys, in front of this. Is it going to be daunting for you, Mark? No, I love playing in front of people, so I can't wait for that. That is going to be even better. If you could believe it, if you could sort of understand it. I don't even know if I can. I can't. I'm putting on such content that I'm so excited about right here, okay? And that's with no crowd around me. With not one person saying, good job, buddy. Every once in a while, I see that from you guys, you know? Paul, I know that's the problem. I don't know how to get, like, I've looked. I have no idea how I'd even get in touch with Netflix, how I get in touch with Amazon. I have to find somebody who knows someone. That's the thing. It's always someone who needs to know someone. I think the bigger thing is I need to find some sort of, like, manager or something, or, like, I don't know, talent rep. I don't know. Like, guys, I really don't. I sell real estate. That's how I make my living, you know? And I have no idea. I can't splice out any more time to figure out, like, who to call. And, you know, I just show up, you know, so that's all I can do. But I agree. I wish I could just get on the negatube against everything that's out there and just do the show. The problem is that there's no show like this. And it's a good thing and a bad thing. Because there's no show like this, then there's no way for me to just go and do it, because I'm not like, oh, okay, that fills this slot. Like, no, this is a friggin' 2-hour show each day. Forever. Just give me a channel. I'll do 4 hours every day live. You know. Ooh, a houseboat would be pretty cool. Do a show on the houseboat for 1,000. I get a little nervous about that, but I've done a show before. There's a this is an interesting story. There is a boat in New York City called the Circle Line. And one of my friends had a party in the Circle Line, and he asked my band to play it. And this is interesting. It's the first time I bought a compressor. And so we had a sound guy that night. I never had a sound guy. We never had a sound guy. I put this compressor on. I'm like, I got this compressor. The thing just destroyed the sound. It was we spent an hour trying to figure out why the sound was crap. We couldn't get it to work. My drummer was just rocking out, and everybody's just liking the drums, but. So after about 45 minutes, Simon was the sound guy. He was a friend of one of ours. And Simon was a great sound guy. He figured out there's something wrong with this EQ. It's crap. He pulled the freaking cord, the cable. I was like, what are you doing? He pulls the cable. All of a sudden, everything sounds perfect. The guitars, the vocals. He got the vocals over the drums. It was always so hard to get vocals over drums. He was so good. We had a great gig that night on the Circle Line. I've got that tape somewhere, the audio, where I recorded everything. I should find some old stuff, and when I have these stories for you, I say, oh, here's the recording. We're going to listen to it while I tell you the story. This is playing in the background. This is the gig of me at the Circle Line. Oh, find the best content over the last 400 days and sell it to Amazon. How do I do it? Oh, you mean like in the Amazon
Paul, we got to talk offline. I have no idea how to do that, but that would be really cool. Like, you know, I want to talk to someone too about is NFTs, this whole thing that they're doing right now. Like with NFTs, like you could sell copies of your content, you know, as artwork. And honestly, like if anybody out there, like if I could just start making those and anybody was smart enough, they just buy a ton of those, because if this ever does become, not if, when the show gets to people, they'll respond. I think that what we're doing here is truth. And in a world of lies, in a world of hate, in a world of anger, in a world of division, when there's a platform that's trying to bring us together, and you can tell that they don't want that, and that's why we keep sitting here, you know. But Paul, thank you, my friend, and I appreciate the, you know, the creative thought towards that. Here's the thing that's interesting, like I'm able to be creative here for you guys, but I have no idea how to be creative on the either marketing or connection side of how to connect A to B in order to get this show somewhere. So if anybody is able to do that, knows how to, you know, that would be amazing. And you know, you never know where that can lead. You know what I mean? Like any program that's running needs people that are going to be able to help, you know. And when a show grows, they need good people. And right now I'm all alone. Just think about that. I'm all alone. And at some point I'll have a sound guy. I'll have, you know, someone pushing buttons for me instead of me doing everything and create. I'll be able to just create, you know, and someone will be doing all the editing. Oh, Mark did this 4 bits today. He wrote 3 songs. Oh, Timmy, how'd that edit come out? Oh, I have a first copy for you. Mark, Future Mark, SuperMark, Invisible Mark, Jurassic Mark, Stuck on Mark, Watermark. But that would be amazing, because I wish I had a good editor, somebody who could actually edit my content properly, you know. There's a friggin' fly in here. You guys know how I feel about the fly. I don't like them. Don't like them at all. All right, so listen, this is what I want to do now. It's 1 o'clock in the freaking morning. You guys have the stomach to watch episode 6 of Back to the Future, Mark? Who wants to see episode 6 of Back to the Future, Mark? Because I do. I have not seen it yet. I did not see it. Yeah, Juniper, you're so right. Like, the thing is, there's lots of solutions to problems out there that still have to be found. One of them right now is a company that could figure out how to break a shadow ban, you know? Someone who's like, oh, look, dude, I got it. You know, like seriously, all I have to do is I know how to, oh, we got all of this. We got music, got comedy, and we got inspiration. I could take those 3 pieces and I could do it and get it in front of, and then all of a sudden that's it. Done. And that's the business, you know. Paul's a scientist trying to get startup. I appreciate you, bud. Bonnie! 1 a.m. go to bed. Yeah, you're right. I should. It's Saturday Night Live. Jacqueline's ready for it. Juniper's ready for it. Bonnie, are you saying you're not ready for it, Bonnie? Oh, Juniper's ready. Okay, look, we're going for it, guys. Here is the thing. But anybody who would like to help or has any ideas or just wants to say hello, here's my email. And you can say hi or you can request a song or something like that. And I have to get Paul Ants Marching. I'll play it for you tomorrow, buddy, when I get the guitar back out. But for the moment, first order of business is breaking the shadow ban. You're right. Let's see. I'm going to play you guys. I'm so excited about this just because you saw what we did earlier on Future Mark. It was so cool. But this one I didn't get to watch. So we had friends over earlier and it premiered at 4 p.m. And I'm like, oh, I'll be clear by 4. But we weren't. Not even close. So I'm there and I'm like, I said hello to a few, hey guys. And I didn't get to hear it, didn't get to see the edit. I don't even know if it was good. I don't know if it was funny. I have no idea. Because quickly, just let me explain this. When I do these edits of Future Mark,
whatever I say as I go, I find a little GIF, like a little meme or a little picture of whatever I'm saying.
Pop-Tarts would find a way
and
to post
I add it
steamy
and I keep
content.
going. I catch a little bit of the
Crazy good.
content. I mean, I laugh, but I haven't seen it as a full edit. So here we go. Let's see it together for the first time. And if you saw it earlier, here's the link. Please give me a like and a share and a comment on that. And hopefully you really, really like it and get a good laugh.
You want
out
to
of
hear a
this.
story about how
This is
me and
family
this
entertainment at
kid
its
fell
best,
out?
guys.
It's
No
kinda
swears.
long, but it's
Just some
But
silliness.
look, SuperMark is here to give you the inside information. Telefriffrin, did you just change my background on me? Let's see if I can boost this up without going into the... If it sounds echoey at all, let me know so I can fix this friggin' thing, okay, over there? Hold on now a minute. I'm going to try to bring this up higher so it doesn't... Maybe it doesn't echo as much as if it gets closer to my Facce. Hold on a minute. Oops. I just don't want to see you. Like, I don't want to see this, like, thing over there, you know? I mean, like, what is going on over there, right? Hold on a second. Technical difficulties. Give me a moment there, things. That works. That works-ish. Hold on a minute. I can't do it like that. It's pushing off to the side. Sandra, you're going to have me do the lavalier myself? No, Telefriffin, don't cover for her. She's terrible. She sees me here, like, fuddling around, trying to find, you know, the right connection for the lav. And she's going to sit there and be like, working on my nails. Your nails look fine, okay? I know you went already to the Asian spa right before showtime. You're going to do that right before showtime, and then when I'm about to do the most important part, which is to say, it's Back to the Future, Mark, you're going to sit there and go, did they give you one of those, like, little files? So you could be like, and call your husband? I know you like to call your husband and check on him. How's he doing? You weren't calling. What were you doing then? You were playing Tetris? That game's so... Why would you be playing Tetris? I was there when that was invented. Sandra, I took a time machine back, went a little too far. It was like the Bruce Lee thing. I'm back all of a sudden. I'm in the room with Yamaguchi Shikugi as he created Tetris. I'm sitting there and I said, move the block down and then slide it over right at the very end to create a full level and let those blocks fall down a little bit because you can't go too high. If you go too high and you hit the top, Sandra, I think you know what happens. That's right. Game over. Anyway, look, it's almost game over for you because I think you are Bush League sitting over there on the sideline like, let me do my nails. Again, like nobody is up close enough looking at your nails like that but you. Don't you think it's a little weird that you're going like this? Nobody's doing that to you. No. Yeah. What, you tell me when the last time that happened. You're full of it. Nobody does that. I've never walked up to a person in my life and be like, excuse me, when I shake your hand, can I take your hand and look at it and go like this? I love your cuticle to nail polish ratio. That was a good ratio you picked. Did you get that one on Pinterest? How did you find that? Again, I was there when the creation of Pinterest took place. Kind of was doing a skipperoo around the timelines, and you know, I can't go into the future, only into the past. Classification, stage 2. I don't have the ability to go higher into the stage 3, stage 4, which is into the future, and see when we go into the sector 9 is what they call it. That's when basically the last 7 people go and create their own civilizations within the civilization, and then there's 0 people left except for the clones. And it's a clone war situation. So we're going to get into that one. But look, I want to try to get to some questions here, and I apologize because I'm dealing with a Sandra situation. And if you guys know anything about Sandra, she's just freaking stinking terrible. I'm sitting here trying to fix my collar so I can do my future cast. And she's going to sit there like that with her cute... No! Okay, do me a favor. If you can't beat the next level, let me know. I'm coming over. I'm pretty darn good at Tetris. Again, I was there with the creator. So just let me know, okay? What level are you on?
You're only 13? Are you kidding me? You can't beat level 13 Tetris? That's ridiculous. That level is so simple. I do it with one arm and with one eye over there while the other one's... I'm looking over at Julie when I go back to the campfire. And I got one eye on Tetris. And I'm just bringing over the blocks. Telefriffrin! You changed my background! I'm right in the middle of the future cast. I was about to share the most exciting detail of all, Telefriffrin, and you freaking changed the background on me? Where's McGreedyson when you need him? I thought you guys were double teaming the Future Mark, the Back to the Future Mark series. You're not going to double team? Where's our number 2? Oh, he's going number 2. I didn't know. I thought that he was just skipping out on us today. So he's just in the bathroom right now? That's fine. Telefriffrin, don't change the scene. I'm in a moment. When I'm in a moment, you don't cut me out of that moment. You don't change the scene. All of a sudden, I forget the Futurecast moment that I was on. I was right in the process of giving them some gold again. I was about to share the story about the time that China goes to... We're not gonna get into that one, though, now. Because you made me feel really negative about getting into that topic. Nobody wants to talk about the next World War. No. Nobody wants to hear about it after you act like that. When's McGreedyson getting out? Oh, what did he eat? Oh, that's disgusting. Look, I don't want to hear any more. All right, just do me a favor. Tell me when we're live. No, Susan, you keep doing your nails. I'm fine now. You see, I fixed the... it's a little weird. I can see it. I don't want to see it. So, I mean, you should be doing your job right now. Where are you in this situation? Can't believe this. I'm here. I'm getting paid SAG minimums to come out here and tell my story. You want me to tell a story of the future, and you're going to sit there and do the and you're going to go over there and tell me McGreedyson's in the bathroom doing a number 2? I was asking where our number 2 is. The second director. You tell me he's doing a number, he's in the bathroom doing a number 2. I don't figure it out until later. Like, I'm in the middle of a scene and the backdrop all of a sudden switches. Like, how can you be so terrible as a director? Ed Wood. What, are you going for the 8th consecutive year Ed Wood Award winner? Like, or is it 9th? I forget. I forget how many years in a row you've won the Ed Wood Award. I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. I think you have the most in history. You're like the Christopher Walken of Saturday Night Live with the Ed Wood Award. The most in history. Yeah. Anyway, let's see if we can get to some questions here and try to lighten up the load, because Telefriffrin, you're taking me out of the mood. And Susan, I don't even want to talk to you with your dumb nails. What? They're fake nails? You added the add-on nails? You just put them on with stick-ons? They're stick-on nails? And you're doing one of these? Like, I gotta make sure they're perfect. They freaking came from a factory. Are you kidding me? Oh my, I think the pinky one is a little, you're the one who's a little, you're sitting there in the middle of production. And you're gonna do that? Bush League. That's all I can say. This entire thing. This production off a mountaintop. Look, I may just go back in my time machine and get the hell out of here. I don't have time for this type of incompetence. Randy Telefriffrin. No, he's real. Don't worry about it. He's really like, you ever seen the movie Full Metal Jacket? Yeah, it's a great movie. Oh, he's as good as that director. Really? He's that good? He's the director of Full Metal Jacket? Telefriffrin. I got Telefriffrin. I'm there. I'm trying to do a scene. Susan won't help me with my microphone. Telefriffrin's being a Telefriffrin. He's there, he's just looking past me. Telefriffrin. I'm the talent sitting in front of you trying to tell my story about the past. And you're looking right through me like there's a beautiful woman behind me. Is there a beautiful woman? What are we doing? I don't understand. Oh, but watch, we're going to change the scene right while he's in the middle of a future cast. Susan, don't laugh. Unbelievable. You can't help me with the lavalier mic? You can sit there and laugh while you look at your nails? Why did you pick the multiple nail color combination? What's the deal with that? You couldn't order stick-on nails that were all the same color? You had to go with the crayons selection? Oh, yellow, green, blue, red, orange. What? What is that? Are you 6? You can't do your job. You're sitting there looking at your crayon nails. Husbands, you don't call your husbands. You're playing Tetris. I rest my case. Anyway, look, tell a friend, just don't change the scene again. And let's get into some questions here. This is Back to the Future, Mark. Episode 6, and we're about to get into it. Tonight, this is another Q&A, and I just want to say one thing to you. If you're here today, you've done something right. And that's Future Mark's quote to you every time we're live, so don't forget that. But anyway, let's see what kind of questions we have tonight. Anybody there with any questions? Look, I'm going to start from the bottom, so I need you guys to say your questions right now, because when Future Mark gets off the time machine, through the black hole, time machined, out of here, into the forests of Endor, which is really a place, you got to give respect and allow him to speak his piece and tell you the future. Look, not a 8-ball future, like I've been there, lived there, and I'm back to tell you about it. That type of future. Anyway, let's see what kind of questions we have here, if there are any. Any questions that have come through from the Renaissance family chat. I'm here, thank goodness that I am here tonight, and I'm able to answer these questions for you without a, let's just say it, a bodyguard. Yeah, like I guess someone could try to take me out. I'm here trying to tell you the future. You can't tell us the future. Future, no one's allowed to change the future. You can't change the future. You didn't go over that last time. You guys knew about Terminator. You still did it. Dummies. Oh yeah, let's see if we can actually turn it around and we can control the AI. Didn't you see Terminator 1 through 57? They all say the same story. Man dies, Terminator. Oh yeah, thanks for making me into a machine. Machine kills man. Oh, I got an idea. AI's really cool. What is wrong with you? I'm in 2769. Only people left are me and 6 other people. Everybody else died from friggin' Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then no, I'm safe. Nope. But look, that's what happened. You can't fault people for thinking, the government tells me the truth. It happens all the time. Anyway, let's see what questions we have. Oh, yeah, so Juniper Berry says, does the president currently in office actually make guns illegal? And the simple answer is no, he tries to. He forgets what he's saying halfway to the water fountain, and he poops his pants. Into a double diaper, though, so don't worry about it. He's safe from the spillover. Wait, hold on a second. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. It was a triple diaper. And when you got a triple diaper situation going on, you got to really have a bad accident in order for it to become an issue for those around you. So he was okay. Bottom line, though, he forgot about it on the way. And so, no, you're good. Don't worry about it. Juniper, it was a triple diaper situation. Here's a question from Moment of Truth. I got to tell you, Moment of Truth had some amazing questions yesterday for the 5th episode of Back to the Future, Mark. So let's get to Moment of Truth's first question of the evening. Hey, Future Mark, is Bigfoot real? Abso-friggin-lutely. You didn't see Chewbacca? Let me explain something to you. Chewbacca was designed off of a future version of Bigfoot. Bigfoot winds up being the governor of Colorado. It's a small town in Colorado Springs outside. Yeah, Bigfoot becomes the governor. And that's what they get respect after that. And we realize that they can talk. And they're not as smart as you and me, but they're pretty darn smart. They can knock down walls. There's a guy named Sonny the Fists that can take down a pyramid. There's a couple Bigfoot that have been known to take down pyramids, okay? They don't have fists as big as that guy, but they're still pretty ferocious, yeah. But it's a simple answer, yes. Absolutely, there are Bigfoot. There are a couple of humans that are eaten by Bigfoot, but not really. Look, they get along. That was just a situation where the human was being a jerk, and he was like, hey, stupid Bigfoot, I'm better than you, I'm smarter than you. Bigfoot was like, pop. It's just like a simple back. Look, these things. Tell it, Friffrin! I'm here in the middle of a future cast. I'm telling them all about Chewbacca. You're going to change the background on me here? We're stuck in here in the middle of the forest? I don't like this scene, Telefriffrin. You put me at the worst scenes. You put me in places with a blurry background. You're terrible, Telefriffrin. Telefriffrin, I'm telling you what. Ed Wood would be proud. Ed Wood would be so proud of you. He'd be like, yeah, we got the greatest director in the world. No, the worst, but Ed Wood thinks everything that's the worst is good. So he'd be like, you're the best. Terrible, terrible Telefriffrin. Look, I just want to explain one thing to you, Telefriffrin. I'm getting rid of you. As soon as McClearyson's back, you are sitting in the background and taking number 2 from him. Is he still in the bathroom? What is this? Can't work under these conditions. Telefriffrin, if you change the background again, I'm throwing something at you. Or I'm calling over to Adam and I'm going to ask him for another director, I guess, maybe, because you can't do the job. Sorry I got to be that way, but terrible Telefriffrin. Anyway, let's see if there's any other questions here. Oh, Jason Vickery has a great question for us. The question is, SuperMark, what is the main method of transportation in 2769? Well, actually, it's interesting you asked that question. There's a new design module that's kind of released in the 2300s where you're allowed to use your own gases, essentially, when you 2-diluter, and create a vacuum seal situation. And it allows you to exhaust yourself into the air, anti-gravity suit, you're flipperooing it, you get there, you get your groceries and go home. You just have to make sure you eat nachos whenever you need to do that. You got to fill that tank, okay? But that's the main, mode of transportation. We also have like Teslas. Everybody's got a Tesla. And the thing is they're all like, you have a personal driver. Morgan Freeman's your driver and it's driving Miss Daisy. And the crazy thing, I don't know why they cloned Morgan Freeman and they made him every freaking taxi driver, but you walk in, he's like, where can I take you to? And you're like, I don't know, Morgan Freeman. And he's like, how about to the store? I don't even know how he sounds, but so you go to the store, Morgan Freeman drops you off. That's what you got. And whenever you're going to a show, it's Morgan Freeman. What show would you like to see? I gotta go and listen to Morgan freaking Freeman. But that's what happens. Morgan Freeman, he's the driver. And you're like, oh, thank you, Morgan. They did that with a few people. It was kind of weird. The other thing I wanted to share, this is off topic. I'm not sure if this comes up tonight, but someone asked me the other day, are there any other people from the past in your future? And the simple answer is, yeah. You know one of them. He's a friggin' billionaire here. Elon Musk. Yeah. He's from the future, guys. I don't know if you know this. And it's a crazy thing because he is one of those people who had his classification, the 2nd level classification before me. I was class 2 after him. He's class 4 now. He can go into the future. Like Elon Musk has been to the year 17,342. You should ask him about it. Be like, Elon, what happens in the year 17,342? He'll be like, I don't know, I can't tell you. He won't tell you. He's got it down. He keeps that stone cold face. But that's what happens. Elon Musk, he comes, he goes back and forth. Why do you think he has all that information? Oh, I'm putting a Hyperloop. But today you don't think that he really has all those ideas, do you? Like, what? No, it's like, coming from the future, coming back and taking all the good ideas and he brings them back and pretends they're his. Yeah. It happens. That's what happens.
Wow. No braces, everything's hands-free. I wasn't so lucky.
Invis is not your parents' braces. Invis is faster than braces and the clear aligner brand most trusted by doctors, Invisalign.
Telefriffrin! At least you put me with a waterfall in the background, but gosh, all freaking mighty. I was about to break off a tangent and tell them a little personal story. In a way, you saved me. You saved me, Telefriffrin. Because sometimes they say a time traveler should never expose their soul. No. You should never share too much with the world around you, because once they get into your heart, they can get into your soul.
And once they're into your soul, good luck, buddy. Anyway, what's that, Susan? No, I know I'm okay, Susan. Now she's like, so tell her, let me get this straight. We're trying to set up the scene, right? And she's like, now I'm in the middle of the show. I'm in the middle of a bit, right? I'm right in the middle. You changed the scene, so I'm about to yell at you, and that's okay, because you did something wrong. She thinks she could ask me, oh, can I do something for you, Future Mark? Excuse me, I needed you before, doing the freaking lavalier mic. Instead, you're over there with your color-coded nails. What did you pick the orange one for? Is that for when you eat nachos? You want to make sure you just don't have nacho sauce in your fingers, so your nail is an orange nail? The green, what's that one for? You picker noser? Like, what are we doing over here? I don't know why you went with the Crayola crayon section. Oh, they're like, oh, look, we can give you ones with little diamonds on your nails. Oh, we could do ones that have little flowers on it. Or we can do ones that look like Crayola crayons. That's you, Crayola crayon lady. Unbelievable. Did you call your husband yet? Of course not. Tetris. What level are you on? You're still on level 13? What is going on in the situation here? I don't understand how you could be so terrible at Tetris. You got terrible telefriffin and terrible at Tetris. That's what's going on right now. Here's a good one. Juniper Berries came up with another. It said, Future Mark, what happens when the government releases the UFO info in a few days? Oh, the world goes friggin' crazy. Yeah, we thought everybody would be cool with it because they have TikTok and they've got YouTube and they've got Facebook, but they all thought it was fake the whole time. They thought that kids were just playing pranks. Now they found out the truth. Everybody went nuts. Jeffro over there, Jeffro went crazy because he barely tunes in. He's usually working in the field. He doesn't really tune in, so when he did, he was getting all this. He's like, oh, that's not real. That's not a real UFO. And he thought it was fake. He never saw one when he was working in the field with his pitchfork. So no, Jeffro didn't believe it. And all of a sudden, he's listening in, and they're like, yeah, the UFOs are real. He's like, what's going on over there? And all of a sudden, Jeffro freaked out. Yeah. He dropped his pitchfork, ran down to the end of the driveway, said, Louise! Louise comes running down around the corner. She was at her friend Becky's house. She's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She's like, you're not going to believe UFOs is real. They're like, what? She's like, yeah, this is crazy. Gotta go inside and grab our luggage. They get their luggage. They go down underground storage, like, you know what I mean? Like, I made myself an underground bunker. They're down there. They lock it for 37 years. They pulled a Christopher Walken from the Time Machine movie with Brendan Fraser back in the day. Back in whatever the heck it was. And that's where they are. They come out in 2047. Look, they had enough food, which was good. They were down there. They got to that first. There was an area where you're able to break the seal. Besides that, it was a little creepy though. It's just like the Blast from the Past movie. Got it. When he dances with his mother, he learns about, the female and telefriffin. What are we doing? I got a telefriffin doing that every time. I'm right in the role. I'm right in the middle of giving you something that I know you need. A piece of the future. And telefriffin. He's just existing, I guess, at this point. You know what, telefriffin? How freaking long of a number 2 is McGreedyson gonna take? Are you sure he's still here? Or is he just playing hooky today? He's getting paid. And he's in the toilet right now? What is going on? I don't understand why you would allow him to get away with that. You're allowing me to beat the hell out of you. You're terrible, that's why, but you can't go and go check on him? Why don't you do this? You just changed the scene horribly again. Why don't you go and walk over and check on McGreedyson? See how he's doing, okay? I don't want to look at you right now. I'm kind of frustrated with the fact that you keep changing my background. Anyway, so let's see what other questions we have here. Well, he checks out McGreedyson, who's obviously having some stomach issues tonight. Look, I don't want to blame him for that. Shouldn't have ate. I don't even want to tell you what he ate. Anyway, let's see what's next. I gotta grab my coffee. This is a special brew. This is a 2769 brew right here. Sorry. You see, when you have a future brew of coffee,
you can't share it because it could change the timeline continuum. And that's just what we have to make sure. There's a fine line. We can't change the future, but if you have a coffee from the future, kind of snap all existence as we know it. It's really, really weird. Anyway, this is an interesting question. Let's see if we can get to the bottom of it. Could a person here in this time actually be from the future and not know it? The only way that would work is if they had been knocked in the head the moment they got out of the time machine. Say, for example, Bruce Lee kicked him in the friggin' head. He kicked me in the chest, so I remembered it afterwards. But if you get... Friggin' televervin! Now I'm here and... where am I? I'm in the trees? Thank you. That's my favorite one. I want to look at the satellite that was originally designed by Wayne Doppler. Tallest man alive, tallest man in history, actually. He wound up growing. You guys didn't know this because he was still growing. Wayne Doppler grows to be 18'7". Yep. Tallest man in history ever. Nobody's ever even come close to 18'7". But yeah, he went and doubled in size. Think about that. He was 8'9". All of a sudden 18'7". He's basically doubled plus a foot. Yeah. Dops. When you saw Doppler stand up, he was getting the rain at the end of his life like a good 3/8 of a second before everybody else. Yeah. He was the creator and patent holder of the Doppler 5001 through the Doppler 5964. And look, when you're someone as smart as Wayne Doppler, tallest man in history, Guinness Book, and also the inventor and creator of the Doppler 5001 through 5967, you get a pass. Yeah. So right now you actually may be able to see Doppler back. They built him into the ground when he passed. I'm not sure if you could see it. Right back there. He's there. Wayne Doppler. They built a shrine, and he's kind of encased in it. That's another way they figure out how to encase individuals in different types of statues in the future. And then you can live your existence as a statue. People pay respect to you as they go by. There's another guy who did that, Dick Facce. His name. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but his name is Dick Facce, and he was always looking for respect. Yeah, he gets it now. Like, people come in, they drive from all over the country, they fly in from all over the world to pay respect to Facce. But they do it, and it's kind of something that they know they need to do, because if they don't, then their soul is damned. Look, we want people to get to heaven. We're not trying to keep people out of heaven. We want them to get into heaven. So when you pay respect to Dick Facce, that is kind of part and parcel of what happens as you become a candidate for first introduction. You're inducted first round, essentially, into heaven. You go up there, you're like, hey, St. Peter, how you doing? They're like, oh, hey, what's going on, Chris? You're doing great. Oh, that's good. Did you pay respect to Dick Facce? Yes, I did. Oh, good. You are inducted on the first round. How about that? Oh, yeah, I can't figure it out. Now you're in there, right? Inducted. Hall of Fame. You're there, inducted into heaven. Now you're being greedy about it. You're like, I want it. You can't. They kick you out. They're like, you can't be like that. You have to get rid of the human emotion, the negative stuff, and like going after people like that. Like, that's no good. They kick you out. So paying respect works to an extent, but if you're still a jerk, sorry. That's what happens. So what else can I answer for you? Is there any other questions before we wrap this puppy up? World Debt Now said, does Bill Gates become a great farmer? No, he doesn't do anything great his entire life. It winds up being that he's just mediocre. Yeah. In fact, what he was great at is being a thief, a liar, and a killer. Yeah, those are the three things that he was good at. Thief, liar, killer is an interesting thing because everybody was like, yeah, he's so great. And even when you heard him speak, sometimes I'd be like, there's a little something off. I'm not sure what's going on if I trust that guy, you know? And he'd be like, well, Melinda, why don't we try to stop the population problem? Tell a friend, I'm doing the Bill Gates impression. I'm right in the middle doing my token Bill Gates impression. FutureMark is considered the greatest Bill Gates impersonator in the year 2769. And you can't let that happen before changing the background. I'm doing an impression, you're going to sit there and try to mess with it. I'll tell you what. Taking a freaking swig of my coffee from 2769. Look, if you have a future cough, you can't do anything like negative. You're doing like positive things. It's cute future cough. I got my future cough. I was going to get some extra future cough for the Sonny the Fist guy. Didn't happen. But anyway, I'm going to see if I can answer one or two more questions before we get through it. But I hope that answers yours, World Debt Now. Terrible human, terrible at everything he ever did, and his motives become clear in the year 2022. They're kind of on their way. I'm just telling you. You're going to see it next year. Be like, well, what the hell happened? Here's a hint. Melinda! That's all I have to say. It's a hint. So, Cheryl has an interesting point, and this could be somewhat theoretical, but creating different timelines. Look, if you go back, here's a good example. Here's a very good example. If you go and you have, say, a relationship with someone in the year 2021, and you go, you're like, oh, look, I got away with it. No, you didn't. It was what was meant to happen. You see that kid in the future. Hey, you're my kid. Yeah, I know. You can't hide that. It was intentional. Here's the thing that's really going to mess with your head. If you didn't do it, then you wouldn't have been following the timeline's true timeline. Yeah. So, not much I could say besides, like, boom, you know? Like, oh, yeah. So, anyway, look, I can't do any more of this. I just want to say one thing to you guys. I truly appreciate you. Remember, when you are from the future, you want to make sure that people are aware of the coming events, and you don't want to be like, oh, I didn't know this was coming in 2416. Like, you didn't want to be ready that this is coming in 2416? I gave you that information in 2021 so you could prepare. Well, yeah, that's the idea, is like, tell a friend, look, when you get the urge to discover the future, give me a call. Because right now you are not even discovering that camera. You're sitting there and just being like, stupid Susan's over there too with her dumb, I got yellow, green, blue, orange, and pink. You did a pink thumb? You did a pink thumb. And then you did Sesame Street colors and the rest? Like, woo! Look, that's on you. You're doing some crazy things, and I appreciate you. The fact that you're at least being honest about it, but like, I don't know. I almost feel bad in a way that you're walking around. You didn't. Do you know how to read? All right, so when they say color-coded, when they say Sesame Street colors, when they say building blocks colors from when you were 5 years old, you didn't know that meant that each one was a different color? What color do you think they are? You think they're all blue? It's colorblind. So I'm making fun of the fact that you got all these different colored in your nails. You're 46 years old and you're going, I got the Crayola crayons. And realistically, it's not your fault. Because you're colorblind. You think all of them are shades of blue. That would actually look pretty good. If you had all shades of blue, I'd be like, that is so cool, Susan. Forget about the lavalier mic. I'm fine. I'll do it myself. Give me an extra 30. You kick it over there and play Tetris and look at your stupid nails. But no. You didn't tell us that you're colorblind. You got to lead with that next time when you're wearing wacky, crazy nails like this. I'm just telling you. You know, people walk around and stare at you and you're like, oh no, look at my nails. They're like, oh, believe me, we are. So, anyway, look, I appreciate you guys. Remember, this is a daily, maybe, I don't know, Q&A that we will be doing here. There's a good chance that we're going to be doing live call-ins as well with FutureMark. So, stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and not doing it a bell, because this show is live every single friggin' day. And just, you know, make sure if you
are looking for a laugh, you show up. But more importantly, if you're looking for insights into the future, make sure you email me at futuremark@protonmail.com. Oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry, that's my old email. Make sure you send it to backtothefuturemark@gmail. And that is what we need to do. So listen, I appreciate you, and I will see you on the next Back to the Future Mark. Bye, Menon.
Wow.
Oh my
No
goodness.
braces.
By freaking Menon. So guys, if you do want to email me, you can email me at mp@markpires.com, or you can email me at backtothefuturemark@gmail. That is actually my email now. I own that. I love the idea of the names. We could be SuperMark versus Batmark, Back to the Future Mark. It's so crazy. When I was a kid, I hated my name. I hated the name Mark. I used to joke, my name is all over every wall. It's all over everything. Marks everywhere, you know. And I just thought it was such a uncreative name, Mark, you know. And everybody I'd meet, like my brothers, Matthew and Michael, like we're all biblical names, you know. And people would be like, "Oh, where's Paul and Luke?" You know. And we'd joke because my father, everybody's an M. My mom is a mom, so she's an M too. And so it was something I always hated my name. I was like Mark. Ugh. And so I remember almost in 4th grade, I had Mrs. Pulliver. I think her name was. She was the worst. And at the beginning of the year, they said, "Do you have a nickname you'd like to be called?" And I was like, I thought about it in a moment. I almost wrote down my middle name and said, "Yeah, call me." And then I just decided not to. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't, because I really didn't like Mark. And you know, it would have been Gregory, Greg. It could have been possibly the Greg Pires show. Like I may have just gone that way at 4th grade. I had the chance. I had the opportunity. And if my transcripts had forever said Greg Pires or whatever, I don't know how it would have written. It probably was to Mark still, but people would have called me Greg. And today I would be Greg. How weird would that be? Gregory. So I stuck with Mark. Stuck with the name. And that's the only time I ever was like seriously considering the idea of, okay, my teacher was like, what do you want to be called if you have a nickname? And here we are today. You know, creating all these shows with my name in it. You know, it's just such an easy thing to do when we come around to it. Like I was like, Future Mark, well, first it was Future Man. And then Moment to Truth said, Future Mark, I have a question. I'm like, oh my God, Future Mark? So Moment to Truth gave us Future Mark. And then all of a sudden I'm getting the Back to the Future in there. I'm doing Back to the Future. And then it's like Back to the Future Mark. All of a sudden, holy cow, like when these things come together, it's pretty amazing. But really what's even more amazing is the content that we're creating as these crazy characters, you know, live. And hopefully it continues. I really hope it continues. That's all I could say. Jim, it's so good to see you, pal. Big Cat Jim. Oh, I can't get no visit Big Cat Jim. Guys, we're 2 hours, 54 minutes. It's 1:45 in the morning. Super late. So what we should do at this time is get ready for the show tomorrow. And remember that this show is live every single day at 10 p.m. So make sure you subscribe, you ding the bell, and tell some friends. Because I'll be here tomorrow. Day 9. Is tomorrow day 909? Yeah, tomorrow's day 909 in a row. I thought 910. We're close though. Day 909 tomorrow. 9090. That's a Mork and Mindy thing, right? 9090. Maybe we'll do some Mork and Mindy tomorrow. Mark and Mindy. Mark and Mindy. Oh man, we just keep going with it. Mark and the family. Eat it. What are we doing? Oh, watching. When will it end?
So, fam, friends, I do appreciate that you stuck around to watch the yesterday's episode 6. I can't wait to download today's episode 7, which was, wow, an hour plus of question and answers. And the first 10 minutes, I think, maybe more, was me, doing my SuperMark thing. So we'll see what happens. I'll have to start editing that one for you, maybe ready in a few days. Tomorrow, we will do some more live. And we have to figure out how to turn this all into a movie, I think. I don't know if we cut it down. I don't know. Right now we have enough to make 2 movies out of this character. But until tomorrow, Paul, MJ, it's good to see you. Keith, Jim, Jacqueline, Bradley, you guys rock. And if you're here now, Juniper, say goodnight or forever hold your peace. Until tomorrow, that is. When we do it all over again. Until then. You got to go away. It's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance, man. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. You got to go away.